Good day to all of our participants from around the world and welcome to Future Talk. On behalf of Worlddidac, I can say that we are incredibly pleased to bring you this hybrid digital edition of Future Talk. I would like to thank our supporters, the Government of Switzerland, our embassy hosts from Finland, Canada, Korea, the Mayor of Bern, and of course, our topic sponsors from the UN agencies UNESCO-UNEVOC, UNIDO, and UNESCO-UIL. As you may know, Future Talk is one of our recent initiatives to stimulate global dialogue about key educational issues. This is the third edition and is normally held live at our biannual event in Switzerland, which also includes a large exhibition. Due to the COVID pandemic, we've had to postpone the exhibition, but we still wanted to bring Future Talk to our audience this year in a hybrid and digital online format. Due to the worsening of COVID in Europe, we have had to shift more towards the digital environment, and many of our speakers will be joining us from their countries online. This is part of what we are all facing nowadays, and we all have to adapt. The important thing is that we still need to work and keep things moving forward. We have to face the challenges for the current crisis, but also need to plan for the future. During these times, it is important to keep the dialogue going, to continue to have input, to discuss, to share, to network, and exchange ideas. Therefore, we felt it was our duty to continue with our conference agenda this year, especially during this time. The world has reached a major crossroads in 2020. It is safe to say that the world is changing, and so is education. This is perhaps the most challenging time in most people's lives and their careers. Change is happening and is both good as well as bad. It was hoped that the pandemic would recede by now, but it has not, and recently has made a comeback in many countries and is even worse than ever before. Over 1 billion children have been affected by school closures or slowdowns worldwide. The fallout from this may be with us for many years due to lost learning, lost opportunities, and delays in advancement. There are major shifts that are happening in the working population as well, with massive job losses, the collapse of certain types of industries, such as the travel and hospitality sector. Many of those job losses may be permanent, and that will leave large numbers of people unemployed, needing to be reskilled and reemployed into other industries. These are our challenges for education for today and for tomorrow. These events have left the world seeking new solutions that might provide a more robust education system that can be more flexible during times of crisis. I encourage our members and viewers that this is the time to support global education in any way that you can. This is a time to make a difference. It is a period to show kindness as well as compassion. It is a time to stay engaged and to seek solution and for ways forward together. At Worlddidac, we are developing new ways to continue engagement and to help groups come together to exchange ideas and experiences that build connections, resulting in solutions that are needed. We are planning to continue to hold international online educational events at several times during the next year, so I ask you to stay tuned, and I hope that we can all look forward to you joining us during those events. The Worlddidac Future Talk is a forum for educational practitioners and the educational industry to come together to share thoughts and ideas, to discuss challenges, and to find solutions to those challenges. We learn from each other, we think together, we explore, and we generate new approaches that can help solve the problems that we are all facing. The Future Talk Conference is part of our expansion of activities to serve the global education community. There is a growing need for educators and solution providers to come together and discuss relevant issues, to seek common cause, and to support and overcome all the challenges that education faces around the world. This applies to both the developed and the developing world. The attitude and needs of education and educators now seems to be changing quite rapidly. Digital learning may become a new pillar of education that has the potential to streamline and accelerate development. We need to adapt solutions and ideas to match with local needs, local conditions, and local aspirations. To do this effectively, it takes a wide community of educational practitioners, educational developers, educational manufacturers, advisors, and financial supporters. Not just from one part of the world, but from the entire world. It takes an international community of concerned individuals, companies, and government organizations to do this. If we can harness the energy of these groups of visionaries, practitioners, and enablers, we can accelerate and find amazing solutions together. During this week's event, each day you'll be treated to a wonderful lineup of experts on a series of topics. We have 3 themes this year. Each half-day session has a UN sponsor and also hosts from Worlddidac. The first day, today, November 4th, will be STEM or STEAM, with a keynote from UNESCO Institute of Lifelong Learning and our Worlddidac Director General, Danny Gausch, as host. The second day, tomorrow, is the Greening of Education, with a keynote from UNESCO-UNEVOC and our Worlddidac Vice President, Dr. Nader Amani, as host. The third day, November 6th, is about AI, Artificial Intelligence, Industrial Revolution 4.0, with a sub-focus on digital learning. There is a keynote from UNIDO, and I will be the Worlddidac host on that day. For your information, we are currently considering to host a special edition event on digital and online learning that we hope will be coming up in a future event early next year, as we really need to discuss a lot more about this key area. These 3 themes are all important, and I think that relevant not just in pre-COVID times, but truly relevant during the current crisis and afterwards as well. I'd like to inform you that we have a networking app that is available to use. The name of this is called WOVA and is shown on the link above in this presentation. This will allow you to see additional information and to connect with key participants and speakers from around the world. I suggest that if you've not registered for this, you might consider doing so, as this is still the first day and there's a lot of networking that could yet still be done. It will certainly add a new dimension to your engagement and participation. There are several hundred WOVA participants already online for this event, and the more the better. In future editions, we may be able to bring to you virtual exhibitions and highlights and side events, or even discussion groups. This is part of our program in trying to make these events more engaging and interactive. Future Talk is part of the new vision of Worlddidac. It is where education comes together to discuss issues and challenges and to find solutions to these problems, not just to dialogue about them. Development does not happen by accident. It takes planning, collaboration, implementation, and dedication to manage the process. Worldidac's new vision is to connect organizations, companies, and experts to encourage dialogue, partnership, and initiatives, and to advance educational development and promote innovation. Our motto is Worlddidac, where education comes together. During this time of 2020, we are all facing many challenges brought about by the COVID crisis. It's more important than ever to work together to transform education to make it better and more equitable for all. So I invite you to come and join us. Make this possible. Expand our global network together. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me or any of the other Worlddidac staff or council members on the WOVA app. That is what it is for. So I hope you enjoy the conference and that each of you finds something useful. Thank you so much.